for joining. And today we are going to start OOPS class. So, for implementing any business logic or high-level functionalities by writing the high-level program for business requirement, OOPS will be the major concept in programming language. Okay, we will be using different types of OOPS mechanism to build for the business logics to fulfill for the particular requirement. Okay. So OOPS you can say object oriented programming language. So many people like the developers or programmers where they can struggle in the OOPS concepts itself, because understanding the flow is very important. When you go OOPS concepts here, in which case, okay, for what requirement, okay, you need to deeply understand about the functional knowledge from your client about the task or requirement, then you can understand whether really OOPS are required or not. It's optional here in Python, but in Java, OOPS concept plays high level. But when it go for Python, so sometimes Python is also not suitable for heavy complex business logics. That times they will go for same language like Java and all. So why we can go for again Java and all? If we built all OOPS concepts in Python itself, then it will be easy to develop. So that's why all OOPS concepts are developed in Python. Okay. So what are the important OOPS concepts here? So like maybe familiar with this first one. We have object. The first concept is object, and second one we have class, and third we have method. Okay, and fourth we have inheritance, and fifth we have polymorphism. Okay, and then we have another one is encapsulation, and we have data abstraction. Okay, so some concepts like in that it will cover like method overloading and method overriding. Okay, so OOPS concepts like object, class, method, inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation, and data abstraction. Can you please type in the chat box all 7 concepts, OOPS concepts in the chat box? Everybody, come on. Type all people, what are the OOPS concepts in Python? Object, class, method, inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation, and data abstraction. Come on, type it. Get it fast. Okay, so rest of the people who have not joined, when you are listening this class, please understand OOPS concepts are very important. Okay, so where people will take back step while taking programming, in this place only. Okay, fine. So let's go ahead here to understand. Like first one, we have an object. Okay. So what do you mean object? Anything in the universe, we can call it as an object. Anything, whatever you feel like you can able to see as a physical component, we can call it as an object. And that object we have chair, an object we have, let's say, phone, an object we have mobile, and so on, car, whatever you can say. Okay. So anything we can call it as a physical component is called an object. So, but basically, object will have two components. Okay, object has two components. What are the two components? First one is behavior. So they will not ask in interview, just for understanding purpose. And second one is attribute. Okay, so object has two types of components. One is, you can see this object, whatever the object will have two properties. Let's say car is an object. Okay, and will has two properties. What are the two properties we have? One is behavior, another one is, let's say, behavior. Okay, and second one is attribute. Now this is an object. Got my point? This is an object. Object will have behavior and attribute. So coming to object here, let's say behavior. What is the behavior of car? Object has many behavior. Like you can have n number of behaviors which we cannot see, and we can able to feel it, and we can able to observe, like, okay, imagine. But attribute is which we can able to visible, which we can able to visible here. So attribute, we can say price. Okay, model name, manufacturing year, whatever. And behavior is here speed. Okay, speed, capacity. Okay, these things when we go and understand about car. But standard example, when you take man here, man is an object. So again, man has different types of behaviors. So what are the behaviors that you can say? Now, behavior like angry. Okay, then you can say pity, sad, happy. Okay, fun, cruel, whatever. Okay, so these are the behaviors of a man, kind, whatever you can see. Now, when you talk about attribute, what is the attribute for that? Name of the man, age of the man, gender, okay, color, okay, height, okay. Then you can see, I don't know, spell height, okay. Then you can use it, weight also, height, weight, and all. But basically, attribute means variables also we can call it as, okay, name, age, gender. These are the attributes of man and behavior of man. So Can we see these behaviors? We can't see because we can feel it. These are called behaviors and these are called attributes. Same like that in Python, object, which means all oops concepts means like are objects. So those objects will have behaviors and attributes. So attributes are nothing but it's arguments, whatever. So fine. So first we can go with the class. Okay. So major where you can build your big implementations for the particular customer requirements. You can use here class. Class is an object. Okay. So you can write it here. Class is an object in Python. So whatever whatever here you can see it is an object means class is also an object, right? Then we have like we have to use class keyword. We have to use class keyword to create a class in Python. Let's say, so you need to use class keyword. Whenever you observe somewhere, you can class keyword, you can understand that is a concept, that is class. It is just worked as a template or structure. Okay, class has no implementation mechanism. Okay, class has no implementation mechanism, which means you cannot implement any business logic in the class. All class mechanisms, all class will not develop any mechanism of logics. It will develop only structure. Okay, remaining that class has many methods. So that method method means it's a functionality. So the method will have implementation logic. Okay, so class is just a blueprint. You cannot able to develop any business logic directly using class. Okay, so then whenever you are creating a class here, so first use class keyword. Okay, class keyword, and use proper class name. Use proper class name, and then must specify the colon. Got my point? And use main method for the class. That main method you can say and double underscore init, that is called init method with def. So here def keyword is used to develop the methods in OOPS concepts. Okay, so to create a method we use def keyword. So this is just understand the information about how to create a class. Class is an object. We have to use class method. It is just class keyword, and it is just worked as a template of structure. It has no implementation mechanism. It has many methods. That method will have implementation logic. Okay. So whenever we are using here to specify, okay, for the definition of class, you can have multiple methods, variables, declaring everything we have, but it is just worked as a blueprint. Okay. So now let's go. Now here I'm taking class mobile. I'm taking, okay, class mobile. So it is asking something. You are creating class, but it's not completed. Okay, class name is there. You want to define method or something else, you need to give. If you don't want anything, you can give mobile, then pass statement, it's a null statement. Got my point? Even whenever you are creating class mobile, def method, that is main method. Init means main method. Init method using self variable. Self, why we are using? Class is itself an object and method. It is defining like that. Okay, self means it's a class. Class itself, it's a method and an object. That's why it is using self method. So whenever we are executing, what will happen? Again, incomplete input. So class mobile def, then init self, you can use pass statement. Okay. So main method. So always main method is very, very important. Okay. So now let's see. Now we need to create an instance for the class first. Oops concept instance creation. What do you mean by instance? It's just another name for another functionality. Okay, instance here. Now class mobile, that is fine. Def keyword double underscore init. Then you can say self variable, and you can use pass statement. But here you can use owner equal to, and what is the class name? Yes, mobile, and I'm using this. So this is called instance of the class. So here owner is the name, that owner is the variable name, that we can call it as instance of the class, which is defining like this. Okay. So whenever we are executing, yes. Okay, now we created a class, define a method and a null statement, and created instance for that. Just you can see print of owner. So it is a main method. Okay, when owner is, it's a representation of main method here. The owner is main method means main method is nothing but it's a class. Main method is nothing but it's a class. That's all. So now defining self variables. Self variables what? Defining self variable means integration of that. Whatever you define any variable, that is act as a main method variable and also class variable. So that we can use it here. Self, for example, self dot variable name, that is variable name equal to same variable. Again, self dot variable name equal to, or whatever, you can say another variable name, variable 1 or 2. Attribute also you can say, not a problem. Attribute equal to attribute. So I'll give an example where you can define these attributes. Okay. Now So what I am going to add it here, class with variables or parameters. Okay, class with variables and parameters. Okay, so what will happen here? Let's see. First step, creation of class. Class, then mobile. Okay, then adding class attributes. Here adding class attributes means main method. Define double underscore init self variable. Okay, then two attributes I am taking here, company and then price. Okay, basic structure I am talking about here. Class and price are here formal parameters, as you know. Class and company. Still, if you don't understand formal parameter and actual parameter, go to last two classes, you can understand. Okay, so company and price are formal parameters. Okay, formal parameters, that is self dot company equal to, so it is defining class variable and main method variable. That's why we can define to represent, that is class variable, also we use self method here. Price equal to price. So what will happen here? Defining self dot company equal to company and price equal to price. Now instance of the class, here you can write it. Create instance of the class. Owner equal to mobile. Now without passing any parameter or without any actual parameter, I am executing. What will happen? You will see. Okay. So what will happen here? Mobile init main method is missing two required position argument, company and price. So directly. So what will happen here? Same error I am keeping here only. Then you can say main method. So first one is company, that is, let's say 1 plus. Okay, then price will be 40,000. Execute. Then class is created successfully. Now how to access the class attributes, and this is also called as 1 plus and 40,000 are two actual arguments or parameters. So how we can access it? No, class is created. Okay, how we can display? So print off, then instance name, and you can take variable name or whatever, price. You can see 40,000. Now print off owner dot company, that is 1 plus. You got my point? How to create a class? So three steps you can understand here. Creation of class, adding class attributes, and here creation of instance or instance, or you can say creation of instance of the class. And here, what is next? Accessing the class attributes. Are you understand these 4 steps? First of all, one is creation of class. Second one is adding the class attributes. Third one is creation of instance. Fourth one is accessing the attributes. Got my point? Okay. So if you understand, then only I can able to get it quickly. Are you clear? Type in the chat box. So what will happen here? Creation of class name, defining a main method with variable name, that is adding attributes, these two. Okay, making self variables, creation of instance, and your access. So what you will do, everything I will add here in one example only. Accessing the attributes also you can add it here. Okay, so then you will get to know all the concepts at one place. So one plus, if you want, you can add it here also. Print of owner of price. So till this point you are clear. I will give you 5 minutes. Please create one class now, everybody, and type in the chat box. I'll give you 5 minutes. Please go ahead and type in the chat box. It's done. Come on, everybody. So in your notepad somewhere you can just type it and paste in the chat box. It's very, very important. 4 steps: creation of the class, adding a class attributes, creation of instance of the class, accessing the class attributes. Simple methods. So class student, define init method, name, roll number. You miss the self variable. You miss the self variable. Renuka, you miss the self variable. Self name equal to name. Okay, roll number. Object student Renu 1, print object name 1. Okay, fine. So while declaring the second step, that is name is not added. We know class house bracket you required. Define init method double underscore. You miss that. Not owner, that is self variable. Price location. Okay, house owner. So something you missed that we know. Okay, you just recap once again. Lavanya, like class employee, define in method self age salary, self age equal to age, self salary equal to salary, then candidate equal to employee. Okay, 23, that is age salary. Okay, print. Okay, candidate age, fine, that is correct. Then Gangadhar, class laptop colon bracket and then colon, define double underscore init method self company and size. Company, self company equal to company, price equal to price, customer equal to laptop of Dell, and okay, print customer and company. Okay, fine. Harinath, class system bracket and colon required, defining self like make cost, self make equal to make, cost equal to cost, then owner system, then Lenovo and 50,000. Okay, fine. So what about all people, guys? Good. That is how we can understand where you can create. Sorry. So you can create a class, adding attribute, creation of instance of the class, accessing the attributes. So now we have, let's, how to create a method, creating a method. So now same example you take. So main method is everywhere you require. So here what you will do, after self variable, then you can say method creation or declaration. Method declaration. So what method you take it here? You can take it any method using def, method def version self variable print of updated version 2.3 whatever. Okay, this is the, then again def model which is self, then you can use it print of, let's say, model number is this. Okay, now let's see. Now method declaration is okay, declared. Okay, but we need to access the methods also, right? So here, now when you see accessing the methods, so here print of, then instance name, owner dot company, sorry, not company, version. Okay, method declaration, you can see not like this, directly you can call it as owner dot version, owner dot, what is that, model number. So execute it. So here you can see updated version 2.3, that is from method version, model number, that is here. So this is how we can understand how to create method and declare the method and access the method. So what you will do now, write an example for following. One is bank name is the class. Okay. Now bank is the class. You can take bank is the class. Now branch name, branch location, bank ID are the attributes. Okay. Now credit card, debit card, okay, credit card, debit card, and ATM, mobile banking, net banking, okay, net banking and locker facility are the methods. Okay, so you can write one method after the class. Bank is the class name, branch name, branch location, bank ID is the attributes, credit card, debit card, ATM, mobile banking, net banking, locker facility will be the method declarations. Okay, so here all the steps that you need to follow, as we are already discussed here, 4 points. Where is this? Okay, and here, so creation of the class, and I'm writing few more extra step if you want. Defining main method, okay, adding class attributes, adding class attributes, that means adding class attributes means formal parameters. Then after adding, so first one is class creation, adding or you can say adding create a main method and adding formal parameters, then self declaration as it is, then again method declaration, you can go ahead. Then here fourth one, that is fourth one, we have method declaration or method creation. Okay, then creation of instance of the class. After creation of instance of the class, accessing the class attributes and accessing the class methods. Okay, class attributes, you can say actual parameters. So let me explain once again. Create a class, define a main method, and adding with the formal parameters or class attributes, and method declaration, how many methods that you can use it, and create the instance of the class. What do you mean by instance? Exact how class will work, that another instance also will work, and it is invoking the properties, taking the properties of the class. So create instance of the class, and sorry, one more here, instance of the class. Then you can say declare the actual parameters. Okay, declaring accessing, okay, declaring actual parameters also there, right? That is 7 then 8. Okay, so declaring the actual parameters, after that accessing the class attributes and accessing the class methods. Okay, here only, you don't forget. So declaring here, okay, and immediately calling there. So that is, so how many steps we have? 8 steps will be there. So using 8 steps, now by tomorrow I need 3 examples. Okay, along with this total 4 examples you need to write it. Clear, everybody? All of you in the chat box. So this is introduction to the, this is introduction or intro, the first session of the OOPS concepts. Still, if you're not, some people not join, whoever is listening this class, you can just listen these classes. So my sincere request, everybody, listen this class 2 times, then do practice more. Clear, all of you in the chat box?